Oh, looky, looky, looky. I'm not in Holbrook anymore. I'm laying here on my very comfortable cot in my tent in the trees where I belong. Wind. Yeah, it's a little windy. I'm going to have to use some guy lines and tie this down a little bit more. I'm not fully set up yet, but I'm tired. But at least I had the energy to get the tent set up this time, which I didn't last time at all. Oh, I still am weak, but at least I was able to get things set up. Having to rest once in a while, but 1,000 times better than I was before when I was out here. Yeah, I'm in the same general area, not the same camp spot, but I'm in the same general area because rather than driving all over trying to find another camp spot, I decided to just camp in the area that I was already familiar with and that I knew was pretty. And I found a pretty decent spot here. I got trees on both sides of me, so I've got a lot of shade. And in fact, I'll show you. Yeah, I got to put this stuff back in the Explorer. But this is the area I'm camping in. I like that area there, but during the daytime I want some shade. So that's why I decided to camp on this side of the road instead. Yeah, this looks a little bit different than Holbrook. Yeah. I got me a lighter, cheaper tent that I wouldn't have to wrestle. It just pops up, you just lift up on the legs and lock them in place and it's done. It only weighs like 14 pounds. Not 100. Isn't it pretty? Anyway, you're probably wondering why I'm no longer in Holbrook and I'm back in Show Low. Well, you know what? It was a wasted trip up to Holbrook. I should have listened to my gut. I am not the kind of person that is comfortable in a rescue mission. I didn't tell any of them that I used to be a cop. But I tell you what, for the reviews that I read about the place that were good, I didn't see any of it. The people who were there, I'm not going to go into a bunch of detail, but let's just say I felt like I was in prison. You know, you have to follow all these rules, which that's fine, but it's like, even to like go somewhere, you have to ask permission. You're not allowed off of the property. And they only had like 12 beds, and they were all occupied. In this dorm room, it was all bunk beds. And so I had to sleep on the floor, on a mattress, or, you know, little, not a regular mattress either. Now, the beds in the dorm room had nice mattresses on them. I had to sleep on this little sleeping pad, or whatever you want to call it. Man, I tell you what, I woke up. Well, first of all, you just have to find a place to sleep, like in the lunchroom. So they come in starting breakfast at 5 o'clock. I'm laying there and people come walking in and rousting me at 5 a.m. And because they serve breakfast at 6:15. And it's like there's no privacy. There's nowhere. If I didn't have the Explorer, I wouldn't have anywhere to put my anything. So, I mean, they give you these bins, you know, Rubbermaid bins to put stuff in, but they're in the common area where anybody could open it up, reach inside, and grab whatever's in there. And I'm like, heck with this crap. So I decided last night. Well, actually, and then last night, there's nowhere to sit other than in the lunchroom, and all they have is those folding chairs. And I'm telling you what, with my back problems and stuff like that, I couldn't sit in them very long. There was nowhere to lay down. You know, there was no comfortable chair to sit in. If you received food stamps, they made you pay $94. You know, and if you wanted to drink water, you had to buy a bottle of the Walmart brand, Walmart bottles, and 50 cents a piece. So it's like, okay, and there's no water fountain, there's no sink where you can go get a drink of water, and I've got to I take my pills in the evening, so I had to go buy water just to take my pills. And then the things that were going on last night there, they've got these rules, but nobody follows them and nobody enforces them. You're not supposed to talk to the women. And so I noticed I was out sitting in the Explorer because that's the only comfortable seat I could find. And I was sitting out there watching YouTube. And first this group of girls come out and they went walking up the road. And about a minute later, a group of guys come out and walking up the road. So I'm sitting there, and then they're out in front of the facility where there isn't any cameras. There's cameras on the side and in the back. So they're out there in front, out there making out. And I'm like, this is not for me. I should have listened to my gut. And the thing is now, I got my tent set up and stuff, and it was, I can't handle camping. Yeah, I can, because all I got to do now is cook. And that ain't no big deal. I got my table set up, and so I've got plenty of fuel that I had bought. The only thing that, like I was telling my sister, I said, the only thing about it is I'd rather be camping than in that situation up there. But at the same time, it's kind of sad because I'm camping by myself. And anyway. But, this is really the only option. But, without having to wrestle that great big tent, it's really not that big a deal. I'm out here, it's beautiful out here. And even like with the wind, you hear it whistling through the trees. And it's just, if it does that tonight, it's going to put me right to sleep. Because there's something about that wind coming through the trees, it's just like, yeah, it put me right out. and the top's open there, so I can look out at the stars, and you know, and I feel a lot better about myself. You know, out here camping like this, fending for myself, I feel a lot better. You know, it's like when you're in a situation like with the rescue mission, and you're there, and it's hard to look at yourself in a positive light. At least for me. Maybe it might not be for other people, but for me, you know, being around that atmosphere and the kind of people who were there. You know, there were a few decent people, but all of them have drug problems, you know. They're all talking about how there used to be dealers and stuff like that, and it's like, here I was on the complete opposite side of the fence, but I didn't say anything. It's like, oh yeah, I used to throw you guys in jail. So, but anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. Because let me tell you something. You know, who knows when a bed would open up there? They said it might be quite a while, and I'm not sleeping on the floor crap. You know, I mean, if I was, you know, 26 instead of 66, you know, it'd be a little different. But I mean, I was hurting so bad. And my cot is extremely comfortable. I mean, it's just like, other than it's not real wide, you know, it's like sleeping on a bed with that sleeping pad on there. It's very comfortable. So it's like, you know what? I can either sleep on the floor, or I can go out in the woods where it's pretty, go back down to Show Low where it's pretty, get out of this area there that I just wasn't into at all. So I'm happy to be back here, looking out at the trees and just the beautiful scenery, you know, and I can just relax. I can sleep as long as I want to. I can lay down during the day like I was doing earlier. Ooh, that's a pretty truck. I'm still fairly close to the road, where I didn't realize I was so close to it. But, oh well. Yeah. A lot of pine cones here, a ton of pine cones. Should take some and make Christmas decorations out of them. But, I guess you can make some kind of tea or something out of them. I'm not sure. Some pine tea, or I know you can do it with like the pine needles. Which I might do that. I might make me some pine needle tea. But anyway, figured I'd let you guys know what was going on. That I'm back here. And I'm going to be a lot happier. A lot happier. Let me tell you. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to have any problems sleeping tonight, because I haven't slept the last 2 nights. Hurting too bad, laying on the floor. I even used 2 of the mats. Stacked them, but it's not... Cot is much more comfortable. 100 times more comfortable. And they wouldn't let me use my cot. I asked them, I told them, I said, I just got out of surgery, you know, a couple weeks ago, whatever. And I told them what the deal was. Can I use my cot? Nope. Because everything goes by seniority, and some other people might get jealous if I was in there using a cot. I guess. I don't know. But I wasn't real happy about it, obviously. So, I got my cot, and nobody can say anything about it. I'm going to sleep on it. I'm gonna sleep good and just take it easy, enjoy myself, enjoy the scenery, maybe go for some walks, and just, you know, enjoy life. Might run into Planet Fitness a couple of times so you can take a shower. It's not that far away. It's about 7 miles from here. By the time you go into town, it's not real far. Or maybe not even that far. It might be like 5 or 6. Yeah, I can go there. I'd go there every day if I wanted to, but I'm trying to conserve gas. Because that putting an extra 100 some miles on my car going up to Holbrook, you know, didn't do much for my budget. So anyway, I'm gonna quit yapping, and I'll take some more video. I don't know, it pretty much looks all the same. I don't know what I can take video of unless I go somewhere else. But anyway, I'm just gonna kick back, enjoy myself, and I'll be okay. I'll talk to you later.